All right, I'm going to go live about a minute early so I can get a couple things straightened out. I'll try to get them straightened out. That way, everybody will know that I am on live at 5, just like the news. And that way, people can put down their forks and their handful of mashed potatoes and come and join us. I'm going to give a second for folks to come in. Appreciate those of you that are already in here. Drop a note in the chat and let us know you're here, and let Jesse and Lisa know you're here. Hey there, Baroque Cowgirl. Is that Gwen? I don't have my paper with me. I get all messed up with names. Daniel's Family Homestead. Appreciate y'all coming. I'm going to get Jesse and them up here on the screen in just a minute. Hey, Wendy. Good evening. Heather. Y'all's weather turned cold yet? I know yesterday you saying you was in the 60s, I think. We've been down in the 80s. Gwen, broke. Broke. That makes more sense. That makes more sense to me. Over here, I understand the word broke. But we do appreciate y'all coming. I have had a day, I reckon. I don't know. I love my grandbabies. I do. I love them with everything in me. But I just be honest with you. They wear me out. They do. I had all 4 of them over today. I had a lot of big plans, but the grandbabies came, so that changed. That was all done away with because obviously they take up your time. Hadn't put out just a ton of videos here lately. Last week and a half or so, they had been sandblasting the water tower behind us. We have a big water tower behind us. We out here in the country, but the water tower just happens to be behind our house, and which is good when the power goes off because they try and get the power back up pretty quick. But they have decided they wanted to paint this thing. And I mean, it's way up there. They got people hanging off the side of it, but they've been sandblasting it. And that, I mean, it's so noisy. It's just unbelievable. So you can't really film outside too much because of the noise. It just makes and it makes a mess too. It's just the paint and the sand and all that's blowing, which is not blowing too bad over us, but I don't like to get out. Didn't want the grandbabies out there and all that. And so we was all stuck inside and dealing with that mayhem, M-A-Y-H-E-M. Trust me, it was horrible. Another thing that happened today that kind of has thrown me off kilter is my wife left me. Blenda, the Blenda of Life with Blenda and Chuck, she just walked out on me. She walked out with a friend, and they went to Alabama. So any of you Alabama folks that come on here or watch later, y'all just beware, because my wife is over there in kind of North Alabama, and they are her and a friend, they go every year. Her friend actually mows yards. She has about 130 or more yards that she mows throughout the year, and she barely ever has a break. So they have to go when the grass isn't growing quite so much. But anyway, they are going up to a cabin up there. Hey, Teresa, if I miss you coming in the chat, I apologize. I do. Jesse is over there posting up links for y'all, and I appreciate that so much. I didn't mean to put him to work. I want him to just take a little break here, but I appreciate you doing that. But anyway, Blenda has left. Blenda has left me, and so things are just not the same when she's gone. I don't sleep well. I don't do anything too well when she's gone, because she is my anchor. But we're going to get by. We're going to hopefully survive. Hopefully we'll survive. Anyway, don't have a whole lot more. I'm just going to, one other thing is this 5 o'clock deal. It's not going to be an every week thing. It's just too much on me. I got too much stuff to do. But I wanted to get some folks that maybe may not have time in the evenings. And hey, Andrea, appreciate you coming. But I wanted to get Jesse and Lisa up because they do so much for the YouTube community, and just are very, very helpful and people in their lives and their channels. And I just like him. I'll just be honest with you. I just like him. I don't know him, but he's my best friend. He don't even know that. But I just like his dry humor, his wit. I'm putting him on the spot. You're going to have to be witty when you come up, Jess. He's shaking his head. But I'm going to get them up right now, and I don't know how long we'll go. It all depends on how long they won't stay with me. But I generally don't go over an hour. It's either going to be an hour or under, but I appreciate y'all coming. If you would, everybody just stand up and put your hands together, and let's welcome Mr. Jesse and Miss Lisa. And first off, is it Jesse or Jess? Jesse? Okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Let me make sure my volume's all the way up. Sometimes I forget my volume. I don't pay much attention a lot of times when I'm listening on these chats and stuff, and somebody says their names, and I listen, I hear it, but it immediately, boom, leaves me. How are y'all?
I'm Mark. And I'm Monica. We don't promise any land. Instead.
For some reason your volume is really cutting out, and I'm not real sure what the deal is, but it's kind of hard to hear you. So you got some. I don't know if y'all can even see the chat, so I'll throw them up.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, that's much better. I don't know what it was, but it's all jumbled and.
Well, did you hear anything I said a while ago? Because it was all bad stuff about you.
No, I'm glad I didn't hear that.
Well, we just want to say hello to everybody. I'm Eric.
And I'm Monica.
We're from No Promised Land Ranch. And we promised nobody any land.
Eric and Monica, you've changed. I don't know what farm life is doing to you, but you look different. Look better.
Well, if Steven can be an Emma and you can be a Blenda, I guess I can be an Eric.
Hey, we can be whoever we want to, can't
we?
Right,
yeah. When you're behind the screen and on the keyboard, you can be whoever you want to be.
They say
nope.
Gwen says it's much better. But I do appreciate y'all coming, and I went back and I looked at some of your old videos. The first video I saw was
you went way back.
6 years. I think it said 6 years. But you don't have just a ton of videos up until recently. But
yeah, we didn't start posting really until like June of last year. Actually, during all the pandemic is when we really started looking at YouTube and stuff. But we did have YouTube videos out there. We were just basically for posterity, videos that we wanted to put on there to keep. And we weren't really, not with the goal of having a YouTube channel, but a goal of having videos saved for posterity. But yeah, it wasn't until last year in June when we really started doing this YouTube thing.
Right. Well, the first one I seen was a little girl. Was it your granddaughter or something spinning around and around?
So she's
a family kind of adopted niece.
Okay.
Or great. Her mother, she has brittle bone disease, so she's very fragile. But she's like in third grade now, and she's just a little pistol.
But
her bones are fragile.
Yeah, she's very fun to be with because she enjoys life, and even through all the struggles that she's had and all the operations she's undergone, she's still a great big ball of fun to be around because she's got a good sense of humor and she's very smart.
Yeah.
So
She's a smart.
we love her to death. We basically adopted her as a niece. So,
but she's up in Oregon where my family is from.
Right.
Okay. Now I did see a video up there. Somebody was getting married, and you had a drone, or somebody was flying a drone. Is that
yes? Those are some friends of ours. Their daughter got married, and I was up there playing with my camera, and I took some pictures or a video of the drone. That the guy that was doing the wedding pictures was using a drone as well, and he was trying to take some drone shots and stuff. So I recorded a little bit of that. But like I said, it was just to have a little video of it and put it on YouTube because I knew I'd lose it if I didn't put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I understand. I thought that was a great idea for a wedding. Especially if you're outside, it wouldn't work too good in church, I don't reckon. But if you was outside and had that thing flying over, I thought that would be a fantastic idea for a wedding.
Yeah, they did a great job of putting it together. In fact, our friends, that was their property that they made an outside, if you will, sanctuary for the wedding ceremony. And they had the reception there, all on the property. And their daughter was married by her sister. Her sister is the one that married her. Okay. She's ordained, so she was the one that put the wedding together. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of people showed up. So I wanted to capture.
The only thing that I would worry about with that is because I've done outside. My daughter was married. I've done quite a few down through the years that's outside. Just done one this past summer or fall, whenever, I can't remember now. My time gets away from me, but and it was outside. My best friend's youngest son got married, and if they done a drone over me, I'm afraid I would the glare off the top of my head would cause issues.
It might throw the trajectory off a little bit and cause it to go into the trees, but no, nothing like that happened. It was, like I said, it was the first time I'd ever been around a drone. I mean, a lot of people do drone stuff, but I'd never been around one until that wedding, and I thought it was real interesting. I'd never seen one that close. You see a lot of people on YouTube using them, but until you actually see it firsthand, it was pretty neat. How he had done all the wedding videos and stuff. So, and he might even put it on YouTube. I haven't looked to see if he did or not.
How many years ago was that?
Like in 2014 or 2016? 2015. Okay. My math is a little fuzzy.
June of 2015.
Right.
June of 2015. That's right. I remember seeing it now. It seemed like I remember seeing the date on it, but it I don't know how long ago the drones really became popular, because I hadn't been on YouTube that long, but I know around here just the thought of a drone hadn't been around just a lot, just for everyday people, if that makes sense. But it seemed like a lot of people didn't.
They have drones out there cheaper now, but I mean, back when they first came out, there were hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So, and they've gotten cheaper over the years. But even today, if you want a decent one, you're going to pay a couple $1,000s for one. Right. Buy just a Walmart brand or something. But
yeah, and you probably want one that's pretty good, because I imagine they're kind of hard to operate if you don't have a good one.
Yeah, if I get one, I'm going to get one that has a auto home. If it gets lost or whatever, if we lose signal, it's going to know to come back home.
It's going to know how. And I was watching the Hedgehog Homestead.
Laura, right?
Say he mentioned something about coming back home. The thing to able to come home like that. Yeah. So I thought that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what they call that, but maybe it's like boomerang.
Boomerang. Hey, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Now, I did, when going back and just kind of looking, hey, Matt, when going back and looking at your videos, that which yours has most all your videos have like 100 in the hundreds or whatever, even up to 200s as far as view time.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that when y'all went and bought your RV, and done the walkthrough and showed her, that had it was over 9,000 views. And I thought to myself, my goodness, a lot of people are interested in RVs apparently.
Yeah, it's
unreal.
It's a pretty big market, the way I understand it. But a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. That's probably why we got 10,000 views, or close to 10,000 views now.
Yeah,
so,
it was close. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a lot.
Yes, over 9,000, 9,600 or something like that.
Yeah.
About 96.
My uncle lives just north of Houston. I'm trying to think of the name of the little town, Katy maybe, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he lives up there, and he does. He has a business where he makes bathroom partitions, that go in every building that's a public building at least. And he's done really, really good with it apparently. But he was telling me he went and bought one and paid cash for it. I want to say that thing was almost $200,000 or something. I mean, it was, I don't know how much one cost, but it was one of the, and it may have been more than that. It was one of them swanky, big name brand.
Tiffin or something like that.
Say that one more time.
Tiffin?
Tiffin.
Yeah.
It was one I would recognize, kind of like Mercedes, or I don't know if that was it, but it something like that. And whatever it was, he paid cash for it. He went in there and he told the guy that he wanted to buy it. And of course, he's got a beard down to here. He drives a Harley. He does a Santa Harley every year. You might have seen him around Houston driving his Harley in his Santa suit.
Yeah.
But he does that for charity. He makes, I don't know how many thousands of dollars a year just for charity doing that Santa thing. Of course, COVID kind of knocked some of that down. But
right.
Hey, Brenda, I better get her up there because I don't want her to be offended.
Yeah, she'll definitely she'll badmouth you. She'll let you know.
We got our new land in, and folks over there. I think that's Devin, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is, he walked in and told him he was going to pay cash. Of course, they know, this old guy. He don't look like he got two nickels drugged together, and he finally got it over to him that he had the money, and they had to go. Of course, obviously they had to check with everything. But once they found out that he could pay cash for it, they treated him a little bit different than when he first started.
Well, was his name Jed Clampett?
No, his name not Jed Clampett. He's a hard worker now. He's a perfectionist. I worked with him over there for a few years and loved working with him because when he done something, he done it right. And but
I've seen the way you've done a few things around the there, like that chicken coop. You done it right and left and right and left.
Yeah. I didn't learn a thing, did I?
Obviously didn't pay attention.
Hey, Rochelle.
Hey, Rochelle. Or Ginger. Hi, Ginger.
Is it Ginger?
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know what I was getting off on. Oh, the RV, the RV video. How many trips have y'all taken with it so far?
So officially we've taken 3, right?
Yeah.
3 trips. We took one trip that went up to Oregon,
Right.
and then back. So that was
at
Christmas time and New Year's. And then the second trip we went to Lake Conroe to spend a week up there, a few days up there. And the third trip we just came back yesterday from Lake Somerville.
It's about 90 miles away, or 90 minutes.
But yeah, it's about an hour and a half away. But I had to come back a little bit early. We were going to stay probably the whole week, but my mom's having some health issues, so we had to get back to check on her. But she's doing fine. Thank everybody. It was listening earlier in Scott's live. I appreciate all the prayers, all the well wishes, and so forth from my mom. But she's doing well. She'll come home tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that she's doing well. How old is your mother, if you don't mind me asking?
She's 16 years older than me, and I'm 15. I'll be 60 in April. I'll be 60 in April. So
she's 77. No.
May. She turns in May 78.
Yeah.
In May she turns 70.
Well,
yeah,
I'm glad she had you when she was 16.
16.
She was 16.
She had me when she was 16.
Yeah. I think I may have said it wrong, but I think we all could read what was right. My mother is 85. I think 85 now. Dad will turn, maybe she's 84, 85. I can't remember. She's up in there. And then my dad will turn 87, I think, in March, either 87 or 88. I get all these birthdays and ages, but they do pretty good. You talk about your friend, your adopted niece there with the brittle bone disease. My mother has that bad osteoporosis, whatever you call it. Not is that right?
Osteogenesis.
No,
it's something with the bones.
Sophia has,
but
when you get older,
hey, RG.
Osteo something.
Osteo bad bones. Yeah.
Osteo bad bones.
Osteo old bones, whatever you want to call it.
Osteoporosis. Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it is.
She's got to be very, very careful. She had a stroke not too long back. Anyway, it's got her kind of off kilter. It didn't debilitate her, but other than she is a little bit off kilter as far as her walking. So she's got to be very, very careful with that. Hey there, Mindy Joe. I seen you today on AZ Highland. I appreciate you jumping in over here and saying hello. And I think probably everybody here knows Jesse and Lisa.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and introduce them. Just probably the reason you're here is to see old Jesse and Lisa, and we appreciate them coming and being with us. But the RV, I thought about, driving one of them RVs. I thought, man, I'd be scared to death to drive something like that, especially through the mountains and some of the places that you probably won't take. You said you're going to Canada or planning on going up to Canada.
Yeah, as long as the gas prices don't go sky high.
Oh, yeah, with the situation in
Russia
in the Ukraine, and prayers for all those folks in the Ukraine. They're going through stuff right now. I don't mean to go on the political side, but I just want to say, those folks over there are in a bad situation right now, and our hearts and prayers go out to those people over there.
Yeah, it's a shame the shape that we're in. That the whole world is in. It seemed like it's done gone crazy. They need a good dose of taking out behind the woodshed, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, my daughter just came in from work, and I was going back and forth with her to make sure.
Oh, tell her hello for us.
Yeah.
Hello from Eric and Monica.
Hello from Eric and Monica.
Hey.
That's Jesse and Lisa, or Mr. Jesse and Miss Lisa to you.
See you, Miss Lisa.
That's Faith, my youngest daughter. She comes in on some of my videos every once in a while when I can get her. Oh, Tiny Tim decided to join the party. Appreciate it.
I like old Tiny Tim. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Seemed like it. I've seen them. But I thought about that RV driving all over, and I guess years ago I probably could have, because I used to drive around Houston on a regular basis, had a big one of them cargo trucks with all our tools and stuff in it, and it was right up I got to get in front of the camera, the windshield, I mean, it didn't have a hood. You know, y'all's is just flat, straight in front of you, right?
Right.
Well, this one didn't have one of those. It's just, you know, pretty much straight ahead of you. But I drove that thing as wide open as I could. I think 65 was about as fast as I could ever get that thing to go.
Yeah.
And you know, Houston, I was way behind on folks. Hey, Stephen.
Well, yeah. So one of the benefits of living out in the suburbs, we're not really in downtown Houston, but there's still a lot of traffic out here. You know, the when we bought the RV, the lady asked me if I knew how to drive a vehicle that size, and I said, "Well, when we first got married, I was working for Dr. Pepper and worked for them for 5 years. So I drove. I had Class A and I driver license. I drove 45 footers for them. So I was used to driving big vehicles. But then, you know, once I went working for Shell, I quit driving those big vehicles, and I was a little bit antsy or anxious about driving again. But it's like riding a bike. Once you get back in it, it comes right back to you, because you know you're having to use your mirrors and judge distance and tail swing and all that so forth. But it's once you do it once, it's no problem. You can probably do it again.
Yeah. Well, I just remember driving over there, and I mean, you just had to floor it and go, and
or you get run over.
Or you get run over. One of the hardest things for me was once I learned all the interstates. I mean, they got so many of them over there, and they got the Beltway. I guess is the Beltway open yet? Is it all the way around? Beltway
So they got 3 loops. They got, did I say 3?
Yeah.
3 loops. They got 3 loops.
3.
they got the 610 loop, which is the first loop around Houston. Then they got the Beltway 8 loop, which is the second loop around Houston. Then they're going to have a 3rd loop that goes all the way around that, called the Grand Parkway. It's not all the way around yet, but they're still working on it. So 3 loops around Houston.
They was working on the Beltway when I lived over there. In fact, I got my first ticket for illegal hunting on the Beltway. They hadn't finished. They had a section of it that wasn't finished completely, and we was able to drive off. And my uncle had found the spot. I hadn't missed the opening day of dove season since I was old enough to shoot a gun. And I said, I'm going. And he found this place. Said, Chuck, there's doves everywhere. So we get out there, and he ain't. I don't know if he'd ever shot a gun, but I had to show him actually how to shoot a shotgun. But we got out there. Doves were everywhere. Man, we was having a blast, literally. And we kind of eased off kind of next to the woods, and where it was a little bit shadier, and all of a sudden game warden come up. I said, what in the world?
Had you fired a shot before that?
Oh yeah, I'd fired a bunch of them.
Somebody probably called it in.
No, nobody called in. He just drove
by.
He drove by. He just drove up in there.
He did drive by.
Hey, anyway, we hadn't quite got to a topic yet, I don't think. We're working on it though. Anyway, this game warden came up in there. I guess he might have seen our vehicle or something. And my uncle came through the woods. He said, Chuck, you got your license? And at that time, I'd just moved from Louisiana. So I said, yeah, I got an out-of-state license. He said, is your gun legal? Yeah, my gun's legal. I got a plug in and everything. He said, are we legal? I said, as far as I know. And so he said, you want to go see him? I said, yeah, let's go up there and see him. And we went up there, and as he was driving out, of all things, we went out there and waved him down. Said, hey, how you doing? He said, he talked real nice to us. Said, well, since I got you here, might as well check your license. Oh, sure, no problem here. Yeah, take our license. Well, since I got you here, I might as well check your guns, make sure they're legal. He took our gun, checked. Yeah, they're legal. Well, since I got you here, I might as well check, make sure you got written permission to be on this land.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you could have heard a pin drop. I think it's Harris County. Is it Harris County? Something like that. Yeah. I think that's the only county in the whole state of Mississippi, or Texas, as big a state as Texas is. The only place that you could have issues with not having permission to hunt was that one spot that we was in, and he hauled us down there, basically booked us, put us in jail.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, instead of giving us a ticket, because I don't know, something with me being out of state. My uncle was furious. He thought that was the dumbest thing he'd ever heard, and he kind of got all upset with him. And anyway, we got out. We drove to the jailhouse, I guess, and my uncle went to get the guns. I said, "You want me to carry those guns for you?" And the game warden said, "No, it wouldn't look too good for the prisoners to be carrying the guns in." And
Oh,
set my uncle off again. And anyway, wound up, his wife worked with somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody. We basically just had to pay court costs. And how'd I get off? Oh, the Beltway.
yeah.
Hey, Freddie.
yeah. And we live south of Houston, right there on the Beltway, or
Yeah.
just off the Beltway. So
Okay. I have been all up through there. It's been like years and years, 30 years ago, but I have traveled all around that place. One thing that I'm kind of upset with y'all about, and
you'll get over it.
you think I will?
You'll get over it.
Is y'all edged me out on that chili contest that Blue Collar had.
Like I said, you'll
Not
get
on
over it.
purpose.
It wasn't on purpose, Chuck. The problem is you didn't use the right kind of chuck meat.
We didn't judge.
Use that ground round instead of the chuck.
Well, I mean, mine was fresh. Mine was my next door neighbor's. I don't know how much fresher you could have got.
No. But yeah,
No.
we lucked
That
out on
was
that
fun.
one. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Y'all got the first place, didn't you?
Yes. Now, we didn't know we was competing against you when we did it, though. We wasn't trying to edge you out.
Hey, I got honorable mention. I got Miss Congeniality of the chili cook-off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It means nothing. Hey.
Yeah.
But I did get my daughter's coming in. I kind of say, you want to get in on the, hold on just a second. Come on, sit down. Come on over here. Come on. Come on, little daughter. You got to get a little bit closer. There we go. Y'all say hey to me.
Hi.
She's gonna, this is Jessie. No, that's
Lisa and Jesse, or Eric and Monica.
Eric and Monica. That's why I was trying to remember Eric and Monica. I was pointing at least trying to say that she was Jessie.
My beard's not as good looking as Eric's.
Oh, come on. You're selling yourself short there.
No, Eric's has got the bomb.
Just
No,
So this isn't charity.
no, this isn't Charity. This is my youngest daughter.
I've been called Charity plenty of times, though.
We've got Charity and Faith. And everybody always asks us, how come you don't have hope? And I said, there ain't no hope. For hope.
Or that's you would that was what you would have named your son, because you was hoping for a son, right?
Well, I did name my son. I had a hard time naming my oldest son because I wanted to name him, with my family and her family, after her daddy and my daddy. And her daddy's name is Elbert Levon. And my daddy's name is Fred Nelton.
It's actually Nelton Fred.
Is it Nelton Fred?
According to their
No, I think it's Fred Nelton.
wedding invitations that they saved, it's Nelton Fred.
I've lived 54 years on this earth, and my daughter is just now telling me that I've been having this wrong all my life.
You do realize I spent copious amount of times in their guest rooms looking at their stuff.
Okay. Anyway. So
She
you can
might-
see the issue I had with trying to name my son. I mean, I wasn't going to name him Elbert Nelton or something like that. Fred Levon. I didn't want him to grow up that tough.
But did you give him a middle name?
I did.
You're not too southern if you don't give him a middle name.
I give him, well, what I did, I combined Blenda, my wife's last name is Hayden, or was Hayden. And so I used their last name and used my dad's first name, Hayden Fred. And he was kind of embarrassed of Fred until he got to high school, and all the kids found out that was his name. on the baseball team. You know, when the baseball team starts calling you Fred, you've reached a social status that's, you know, way on up there. And so he didn't mind it after that.
Well, that sounds a lot better than Frayden. You could have named him Frayden.
Frelton.
Or Frelton.
Helton Frayden.
Yeah. Yeah. My uncle tells me that it was a good thing that I got two sisters, and it was a good thing I was the oldest. I was born first. They named me Jesse after my uncle. And because the second one is, her name is Denise. And they said if she'd have been born first, she'd have been Denise, and I would have been the second. I would have been the nephew. So they were going to name me the nephew if we had me second, but I'm glad I wasn't born second.
Aren't you glad? Well, I'm glad you were too, since you were born when your mother was 16.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm sorry.
Back they didn't have the test that they have today, so they didn't even know what they were going to have. They didn't know until it happened. You know, back in those days, they thought they were going to have a girl, so they had all the girls' names picked out, but didn't have no boys. And then when they said you having a boy or you had a boy, what?
So they went from Jessica to Jesse, huh?
Well, I don't know what they had on girls, but they went to Jesse, yes. But I'm happy with it.
You know, my wife's great grandmother, she was married when she was 13 years old.
Wow.
I can't even imagine 13 years old. If one of my daughters had come to me and said, I want to get married at 13 years old, somebody would have died.
Just think about how many years you're going to be with that person if you get married at 13.
Yeah. I mean, some people just don't think ahead, do they?
No, they don't.
Well, I mean, it worked out for them.
Yeah, it did work out for them because they remained married for 100 and something years, I think. No, it wasn't quite that long, but it seemed like that long. They were pretty old in their before they passed away. I was thinking about the RV, and I've seen the Running Trucker Daily Blog. That's Dan. He's the other half of the Elders Homestead up there in Wisconsin. They had just put out a video and talking about getting an RV and using that, maybe getting away from some of that snow and all that up there, maybe trying to find another place to live and using the RV to, which I plans change and all that, but at least that's what they were discussing. And I thought that'd be, one way to do it.
Who does that? He drives down to Florida. They have an RV location or park where they stay at in the wintertime down in Florida. And then after summertime gets back, they drive back to Central Texas.
Really?
They don't like the cold at all. So they go to Florida. I mean, and we're in Texas and it doesn't get that cold, but it gets cold enough for them.
Right. I was going to say, Texas is so big, they got probably 100 different.
Well, they're close to Waco, and I don't know what the weather's like there, but it's probably a lot colder than it is here in Houston.
I'm sorry, guys. I hadn't really been looking at the chat. Let's see. Miss Brenda says they have 2 RVs. Can't get hubby to go anywhere.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry. Quit.
I got a comeback for that, Brenda, but I'm going to be nice.
No, that's Scott. No, I'm
talking about Brenda's comment. I have a comment.
Okay.
No, quit your whining, bunks Jesse. Quit your whining, bunks Jesse.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna leave that with y'all.
Yeah.
We got mod war going on.
So yeah, hello, Scott.
Yeah, I know you do. Everybody does. Everybody likes Scott. And I think about all that snow they got up there. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
I don't even want to try and imagine. I mean, we were in Oregon about a month, right? 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and they had a lot of snow there for the first time that we've in the 38 years we've
Yeah.
been married. First time we've seen that much snow there.
At my mom's house.
At my
Now they have it up in the mountains and stuff, and we'll go
But not,
inner
not in
tubing
the
and
valley.
stuff like that.
And it was
Not
like,
there in the
wow.
valley, not that much.
And then after about 3 days, it was just a big muddy mess. But you know, I guess that's what it is. But yeah, I'll take Texas weather.
Yeah. The only time I've ever experienced anything similar to that, we went to Michigan. My in-laws lived up in Michigan for a while, and we went up there one March. It was in the March of all things, and there was snow everywhere. We went to Lake Michigan. They had ice, literal ice caves where the water, would wash out and it'd leave a hole, and big old ugly piles of snow in the parking lot that they just kind of snow plow off. And
all dirt and everything.
I ain't living I'm not living my life like that. I can't handle it. I got thin blood.
I went there in March to help them move back down, and by the time mid-March down here, it's like spring.
Yeah,
but up there it was still snowing.
Yeah, it's turkey hunting season in mid-March.
Right.
Get out in the woods, take you a good nap.
And crappie fishing season too.
Crappie fishing. That's right. I love the crappie fish.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of fishing?
No, we haven't.
We haven't, but
now that we're retired,
fish.
Now that we're retired, we're going to try and do a little bit more. But
I'm very competitive, so I always try to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, if I catch a fish, one fish in let's say 8 hours, she'll stay another 8 hours to try to catch one bigger than the one I caught.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long it takes. So,
or more.
But she usually catches the bigger fish anyway, so it doesn't matter.
When we first got married, I took Glenda. We called it the stump pond. Her uncle had a pond that had just a bunch of stumps in it, and it was, packed chock full of them crappie or white perch, sac-a-lait, whatever you call them, and bass. It was just loaded down. You go there and catch all you want. And I brought her, and we went bass fishing, and she literally beat me down with it. One time she was just, she got bored or whatever. She was just hanging her bait over the side of the boat, just hanging it over the side of the boat, and caught a bass off of it like that. And I'm over here, trying to catch fish, and I never took her back. That's been 30 years ago.
Wow. That's very competitive.
No, I do take her back a little bit. I tried to drown her in the Gulf one time.
Yeah. Now your daughter's very competitive.
You tried to drown her in the Gulf.
No, not really. Y'all aren't very competitive, are you?
Charity is.
Charity, but she's not as bad as
Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden is
and Paul. I'm the least competitive. I have no competitiveness, and that comes from the fact that I don't do sports. I have tried the sports. The sports do not like me.
See, Stephen, appreciate you dropping by. Faith could be in a sport. I think she could be in the Olympics if they had a falling upstairs category.
Oh no. I know there's a story behind that one.
No, it's just I fall up the stairs a lot. It's not just one story. It's a bunch of them.
Hey, Vineyard Chicks, I don't know which one of y'all it is, but hello. Y'all, have you ever watched them Vineyard Chicks?
Oh yeah. They're great. They sing, they do garden, they cook, they do everything. They're very talented, beautiful, and they're fun to watch. And Bunky's a hoot.
Oh yeah, she's full of energy, isn't she?
Oh, I'm telling you, he's like a little Energizer bunny. You can't stop her.
Yeah, it's the whole family. The whole family is joined over here. So hello, the whole family.
Oh, okay. The whole family's watching.
Yeah,
wow.
Appreciate that. I just found them. I just went over there and I seen some music videos that they had done, and then some updates on what they were doing and things like that. So I just actually found them. but I like the older ones tend to watch after the younger one. I just like that family dynamic. I don't know how we got talking about them.
They said hi.
Oh, they said hi.
Well, the thing I like, and I may be in total left field on this, but the thing I like about their stuff, their content, is it doesn't seem to be scripted. I mean, when they start talking as if they knew what they were going to say the whole time. Now, there may be some edits in there, I'm not sure, but and then they do a lot of good recipes and stuff. So, and one of these days I'm gonna get some of that pineapple stuff that they make.
I'm gonna just go back and watch that because I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, and then, but like I said, they do their videos, and it seems like when they start talking, they don't have to think about it. Especially Bunky, how she does, but he'll tell you about gardening and how to prepare for this and that, and it's like, really, you know all this stuff? I'm almost 60 and I don't know none of that.
They say they do fight a lot, like all siblings do, but I never did fight too much when I was growing up because I was the youngest, and my older ones were always bigger than me, so I knew if I got in a fight, I'd lose. So I was.
And that's just the opposite for me because I was the only boy, so I couldn't fight. Well, we did fight, but I couldn't fight. I was always the one that was supposed to be the grown up, the example. Yeah.
Right, you had to be the mature one.
Exactly, I had to set the example for the two sisters.
I
got in trouble. I got in trouble for everything for them.
Charity and Hayden, like they're the oldest ones.
Yeah, they're the oldest one. They picked on Faith a lot when Faith was growing up.
They got me stuck in the mud by a riverbank, told me I was going to be eaten by alligators.
They were mean.
Yeah.
They were typical brothers. Yeah, typical brothers. But my sister always, my oldest sister, I call her the old lady. She's older than dirt and all that, but she's always saying I was babied when I was growing up. But I don't remember none of that. That's just foolish talk. I think she's getting old and senile, and she can't remember a lot now. As old as she is. I mean, she remembers back when she was born. When Moses was around. But but I don't know if you've seen it or not. But you and me and Lisa and Faith here, we've hit the big time.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah, let me get back up here. Hold on just a second. We own the big TV.
Oh no, we're on the 80-inch, huh?
Yeah. Hey, they can see all your pores. They can see all the defects.
Go for it. I'll get a little bit more incognito here then. That way they can't see everything.
Hold on just a second. I had a thing I want. Brenda was asking, Jesse, did you ever tie their hair to the bedstead?
No, their hair wasn't that long.
They had probably shoulder length hair all the time. Mom and
but you throwing darts one time. And...
Yeah, I was playing darts in my room one time, and I was throwing at the dartboard, and my sister would always come in there and want to play and get in my way, and she would, go towards the dartboard as I was throwing. And one day I threw it, and I hit her right in the ankle.
Oh no!
Yep, and so, but she didn't do that again.
Is that like bullseye or something? Did you get extra points for that?
No, but I got extra pops for that.
Let me ask you, how do you? Hold on just a second. Did you have to lead her or anything? Like when you wing shoot or something, you got to kind of lead them.
No, I did it because I was. I think I did it because I was mad because she was trying to take my darts off the board, and I didn't. And I was so mad I threw it and it hit her in the ankle.
You immediately regretted it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. Not because you hurt her, but because you knew you was about to be in trouble, didn't you?
Yeah. I was okay until she said she was going to tell Mom. And then I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always that's never the good words that you want to hear growing up. I always hated to hear when your daddy gets home, or
You know what? We did too.
I was easy on y'all.
But I was pretty much a pretty good kid growing up, believe it or not. I didn't get in too much trouble. I didn't hang around with bad crowds or anything. And I did graduate in top of my class top
Okay.
top 3% of my class.
How many people was in the class?
Well, it was summer school, so let's see, it was probably 16 of us. No, I did graduate with honors though too. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I swear, Your Honor, it wasn't me.
Jesse and I don't know who you're asking, Vineyard Chick, but Jesse and Lisa, they're from around the Houston area, and we are from the South Mississippi area. And I don't know where everybody else is from. Probably Oklahoma, because most everybody on YouTube is from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'd say most of those are Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Yeah,
maybe a few outliers from maybe Colorado. Yeah, there's a couple of Colorado.
Yeah. Well, there's a few of them West Tennesseers. I guess a bunch of Tennesseers. Oklahoma.
Kentucky. And then you got Scotty from Canada. You got Brampton, Gardner's from Canada.
There's Gary and Cindy from Kansas.
Kansas,
and got some Michigan. I remember Camp Silky,
Michigan.
The UP, huh?
We might have all 52 states.
All 52 states. Hey, we need to just have a few more. I need to get a little bit more popular on YouTube so we can do like MT Homestead and have at least 50 people in the audience.
Yeah, in the chat. Yep. Yeah. Well, if you get on MT, I think you've made it. If you get on MT, you've made it.
I'm sorry, I was looking. Yeah, Gary and Cindy from Pathways Homestead. Appreciate y'all coming. And anybody else that has slipped in and has slipped by there's a Massachusetts up there.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Well, there's a vineyard picture from Michigan, Southwest Michigan.
Hey, Happy Hen. I believe Happy Hen is Linda, right?
Happy Hen. You notice they put Southwest Michigan. They don't want to be associated with the Upper Peninsula or anywhere up there.
I think Camp Silky is from the UP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It don't look like the Vineyard Chicks going to be associated with them.
They don't want the Vineyard Chicks that they want to divide Michigan into two different states, like a North and South, like Dakota and Carolinas.
All they got to do is have a civil war.
That's all. Hey, that's it. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're going to get banned now because they're going to say we're inciting riot. And
oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. They just look at us and know that ain't going to happen.
Right.
Nova Scotia. Where's Nova Scotia? I didn't see
Canada.
Up in Canada. Eastern side of Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Near
I knew it was in Canada. I was trying to look for it in the chat because I'm slow. I'm a slow reader.
Wendy Benjamin.
Okay, but Scott's up in
Ottawa.
Ottawa,
Near
right?
Okay.
And Brampton's up near Toronto, I think. Brampton, I think, is near Toronto.
So.
Look at here. We got a family reunion. Hold on just a second. Where'd it go? There he is. We got a family reunion up here in the Chuck Lee chat. Life with Glenda and Chuck chat room. Happy Hen Homestead and Camp Silky are sisters.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Did y'all get along? Wrong one. Because Jesse here was saying that he used to throw darts at his siblings. Scott says Ontario.
Yeah. I didn't do that for very long. Trust me.
My brothers, I was the youngest. My brothers is the one that got me in trouble. One time we lived up in Tennessee when I was younger, around Franklin, Tennessee. And back then it wasn't as grown up as it is now, obviously, but we had a big reservoir back behind the house, and it was beautiful. I mean, we had the Harpeth River across the highway from us. And so as a kid, we was in hog heaven because we was out in the country, go fishing anytime we want, go run up and down the rivers. But they told me one day, said, Chuck, you want to be in our club? And of course, me being stupid, I said, well, yeah. And said, well, Daryl, my brother that's just a year older than me, had a pellet gun. And he had shot this bird that was flying over on the fly with a pellet gun. Amazing miracle shot. Never do it ever again in his life. But
Oh,
I bet she wasn't a happy hen then, was she?
no.
Oh.
Anyway, they had taken this bird and they told me if I wanted to be in their club, I had to eat a piece of it raw. I don't know what kind it was, some kind of crane or something. I don't know, kids. We had no clue what it was. And I wanted to be in their club. So it was just a little minuscule, little bitty piece, but I think I gagged. I turned green. I was like, ugh, I just couldn't hardly do it. I finally, I don't know if I got it down or spit it out, one or the other, but I noticed they were rolling on the floor, on the ground laughing. And neither one of them had taken it. They just talked me into doing it.
So you ate it and then you threw up?
And I can't, it's been quite a few years, but I just remember getting real sick and them saying it was just a joke. They just done it they got me into trouble all the time.
I was just going to say, if you threw up, you had to taste it twice. So I would have done it.
Hey, we ain't got too much longer. Just a few more minutes. Let me tell you what else they done to me. I was probably 8 years old, 9 years old. Let's see. I had been 9 or 10 because I think, in the 4th grade. However old you are in the 4th grade.
About 8 or 9. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, back then you could, as a kid, we could walk the mile, 2 miles, however far it was up the road, uphill both ways. No, but it was at least a mile probably up the road. And I would shoot my kids or I'd do something to mine if they ever tried anything stupid like that. But back then was a different day. And we'd go up, they had a little store up there, and we could go up there and buy chewing tobacco. 9, 10-year-old,
Right.
8, 9, 10-year-old kids. And we'd go up there and but we would hide it from our dad because Dad had always said, if I ever catch you boys chewing that tobacco, I'm going to get a plug of Brown's Mew and put it between 2 slices of bread and make you eat it. And so we didn't want him to know because we didn't want no Brown's Mule sandwich. And but one day my dad, he got us in there and he said, all right, boys, I don't like y'all lying to me. He said, I know y'all are using this tobacco. And I know that y'all are doing it behind our back. And I don't like y'all doing that behind our back. If y'all ever want to do it, y'all just need to ask me. Just come right out and ask me. Well, we went to a store. Back then, I don't know if y'all had them over there. It's called TG&Y.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't have them around anymore that I know of.
No.
And Dad, we was all run through store. Dad was in the outdoor departments and all that. And my brother said, look, Dad said, all we got to do is ask. And while we're here at the store, he can buy it for us. They had it all planned out. They psyched me up, got me worked up to go ask my dad. And can you imagine? Here I am, 8, 9 years old, going up to my dad, asking if we can chew tobacco. Dumb. And anyway, I went up to him. I said, Dad, stuttering. He said, yes, son, what do you want? You remember when you told us that if we want to chew tobacco, all we got to do is ask you? And he said, yeah, I remember that. And I said, well, what, son? He said, well, can we chew tobacco? He said, no. I said, but you said all we got to do is ask. He said, yeah, you asked. And I said, no. I went on the other side, and my brothers were just dying laughing on the other aisle.
But I bet you still tried it eventually.
Oh, well, we had already been trying it. He knew, kids will do what kids do.
Yeah.
And, but it was, they always done something dumb like that. I was naive, and I'm still naive, ain't I?
Yeah. So let me tell you a little story about when I was growing up. When I was in probably, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years old, 13 years old at the most, I used to go in the summertime and go to my grandmother's house in Ganado, Texas. And it only had 2,000 people. They didn't have a stoplight at that time. They got one now. They had a flashing light. It was a flashing light. It wasn't even stopping. It was flashing yellow both ways. And so they had movie theater. They had one gas station, a couple of restaurants, and that's it. And at night, me and some friends around there we'd run the town. It was 2,000 people, hardly anybody there. And what we would do is we'd go down to the nearby Mobile. That was the one with the big red Pegasus, the big red.
Yeah.
So they had a mobile station there, and they had the Coca-Cola machine or the soda machine outside the deal, and it closed at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I can't remember. But it was still dark. And so what we would do is we go to the soda machine. We didn't have no money, so we said, well, which one do we want? And we'd pop it open and stick a straw in there, and so got all the drink out of each one of the ones. So the next person that came up got an empty one.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. But we'd put the cap back on it though. I thought we would get our drinks because we didn't have any money, so we just popped the lid and put a straw in there and drank it out. And it was already cold because it was ice. It was a machine there. And then also I remember when we were kids, and I hope mom and dad ain't listening to this, but we used to collect bottles, go around collecting bottles so we can buy some candy or whatever we wanted to buy. And so this one little store, we turn bottles in. You turn them in at the front counter, and then one of the little boys or whoever was working in the store there would take them out to the back of the store and put them on the rack. Well, right. we would go to the back of the store and grab them from the rack and bring them back up to the front and trade them in for some more money. we were trading the same bottles that they were putting in the back.
That's the ultimate recycling.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't remember if you remember those old dial type soda machines. You had to turn the dial, RC Cola, Big Red, or whatever one you wanted.
I don't remember those.
Well, so they were in the grocery stores, but we would also didn't have any money. We would turn that little dial. We stick our hand. If you turn the dial just right, you could reach up in there and get that bottle loose, and pull it out, and get you a free soda. There was a lot of things you could do to as kids.
Hopefully the statute of limitations is up on something.
Yeah. I was 10, 12 years old, but that's the worst we've ever done. We didn't do any drugs or do anything like that. So, but we got a lot of fun mischief. We used to shoot slingshots, and we would try to find as many beehives as we could find and shoot those little green China berries out of the tree. We would use those as our ammo, and we would try to hit as many wasp nests or beehives as we could find, just to see if we could do it without getting bit. Well, we got bit.
Yeah. One of the some of my memory is going over there to my grandparents over there in Channelview. Was they had a bunch of them old China berry trees, and we got pegged many a time. As kids throwing them at each other and shooting them at each other.
Right.
Hey, Kirby. Appreciate that. Y'all, y'all don't listen to anything. Don't do as we do.
That's right. Oh, I forgot we have some young ears in the audience.
Yeah, I did.
Well, they couldn't do it anyway. They don't have those bottles anymore.
Yeah, they don't have anything like that anymore. Thank goodness, huh? They have other things. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't say anything.
Well,
I don't want my daughter to tell me what she's been doing wrong.
I don't, because I still live.
Hey, Joe.
With you.
Truth or dare?
Truth or dare?
We did play that a lot when y'all went to sleep.
Yeah. My dad, the reason I'm the way I am, and we're going to have to get off here because I'm about my hour, but my dad, when we was kids, we had one of them station wagons with the wood panels on the side. And
right.
In the rear facing, the back seats were rear facing. Us boys, we always had to sit on the back, and because my sisters, they'd get sick, they got to sit in the middle, and it was totally unfair. But we'd all get to fussing and complaining and all that kind of stuff, and Dad would say, "Now y'all behave. We'll go buy McDonald's." And, as a kid, that was the big thing for us. Big playground, Ronald McDonald, and so we'd all behave and we'd all get quiet and quit punching each other and all that kind of stuff, and get closer. You could see it in the distance, see the golden arches, and we'd all getting excited, and we'd go right on past it. And with Daddy, what are you doing? You said we'd go buy McDonald's. He said, I went right on by it. Yeah. And
Yep.
you wonder why I messed up.
Yep.
It's his fault. But look,
Yeah.
I could go
Good
on
old
and on
days.
and on, but I'm not going to do that. I appreciate y'all coming. I had a list of things, and I don't know if I touched on any of them. But maybe I'll get you back some other time. I appreciate y'all coming out and visiting with us, and it was a pleasure to get to meet you face to face. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. And tell Glenda we missed her, and look forward to seeing her sometime soon.
She has been on when the last time I was on at 5 o'clock. She was with us, and one morning she was with us. Something, she didn't go into work or something, but I will certainly tell her. And I didn't see her post anything, so maybe she's not even watching. She's probably out living it up over there,
Yeah.
Gunnersville. I mean, that's a wild place. Any place called Gunnersville got to be
Right.
a wild place. But
You know what she's doing?
what's she doing?
She's reading and going to sleep early.
Reading and going to sleep. But look, everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all coming so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate y'all chatting in the live and interacting with us. And y'all get over to Lazy Dayz channel over there and check them out. And
Yeah, we're at I think we're at 391, and we'd like to get to 392 before the end of the year, if it's possible.
hey, we'll race each other there.
Yeah.
Hey, little Frenchie. Little Frenchie came in right at the end. I didn't even see
Yeah.
her.
She's another neighbor of ours. She's here.
That's us. She's over there in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But Tim, appreciate y'all coming. Brenda, appreciate y'all coming. Debbie, no problem at all. I don't know if when I put the word out, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to go back through the list and put everybody up there. But I do appreciate everybody coming. Jesse, Lisa, thank y'all so much. Y'all enjoyed that RV. Enjoy the retired life.
Oh, we're gonna try. We're gonna
And
try.
go fishing. And go
Yeah.
fishing. Yeah. All right. Look, we're going to let y'all go, and I appreciate it so much. God bless y'all, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
All right. Bye
Bye-bye.